welcome to my journey into another weigh-in video. Now, this week, let me tell you, we're not on the porch because it is cold, colder than a witch's you-know-what in a brass bra. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's like winter this morning. It was 34 when I got up this morning, and it's only supposed to be 58 today, so this is not like a fall for us. This is a winter for us. And it's breezy because I had to go out already this morning, so there ain't no porch setting today. Excuse me. But my weigh-in, I should have known I called it up just by thinking about it. I had 2 real good losses in a row, and every time I do, there's a gain. So I called it up. But the good news is it was only 0.4. So I just consider that a maintain. It could be several reasons. Y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway, I ain't worried about it. How many minutes is in a, it didn't even take a minute. How long does it take you to get your weight? 30 seconds? How many 30 seconds is in a week? That one of all those is the number it gave me. So, I ain't worried about it. Now, next week I gain, I'm going to worry about it. But here's the thing. I eat better this week. I did. My eating was much better this week. Much more protein. I filled up on my protein first where I couldn't eat the rest of my meal. And not as much snacking. Not as much snack foods, I should say. More meal type foods. So I was quite pleased with that. That's, I guess, an NSV because it didn't show on the scales. Excuse me. But it showed in my habit. Excuse me. My goodness. Oh, I feel like I'm going to start yawning. So, yeah. 0.4 gain. But I had bought Jacob a car seat to go in my car. So when he wants to go or stay or come or this or that, the other, I would have it. I had it sitting in the box. He comes over to me, because he was here yesterday. He comes over to me, he says, let's put that in your car and go to Taco Bell. I said, okay, let's do it. Well, I couldn't get it to snap into one piece. He said, tell Papa to come here. Papa was out in the building, so I had to get Papa in from the building. So he couldn't do it. He said, I don't think it's supposed to. They don't have a thing on there. I'm like, but a car seat is supposed to be in one piece. So Holly come home, and I told Jacob, I said, let's let Mommy look at it, because I just don't know. I don't know. We'll let Mommy look at it, and we'll go to Taco Bell next time. He was okay with that. He's a good little boy. And so Holly come back because she had went out, and she said she wasn't too sure about it either. So we went outside, and it is not a car seat we felt safe with. Just the way it was made, and we couldn't get it to do right. We didn't like it. So I'm a Walmart Plus member, and if you return something, they'll come to your house and get it. So even though the app messed me up and said I had to return it, I'm like, oh, no. So I called customer service, and I said, being a Walmart Plus member, I should have this picked up at my home. He set it up for me. No big deal. So the man came and got that this morning. And then after that, I need to go to BJ's because I had a couple health and beauty items I needed. I didn't need food. And I needed some cinnamon because I'm going to make the cinnamon applesauce Christmas tree ornaments. The first time I made them was when RJ was probably maybe 3, 4 at the most. And we had got a real tree that year. And it was the most, I had made everything on it. It's the most beautiful Christmas tree. It was so country. Because, back then everything was country, and I was all into the country, this and that. Oh my gosh. I wish I had a picture of it. I wish I did. And I saved those things for years. I saved those things. I made little hearts Well, I have some heart and some star ornaments, cookie cutters. So I'm gonna, and I got some applesauce in the refrigerator that needs to be used. And so I needed to buy some cinnamon because I know you can get cinnamon at the Dollar Tree, but you need a cup of cinnamon just for 1 cup of applesauce. And I figured I'm going to multiply it. You can buy a lot of $1.25 to add up to a cup when you can just get one of them big ones at BJ's for less money all the way around. You know how many $1.25 little things you could fit in one of those big ones? And I had a coupon on it. So that was on my list to get the things at BJ's. But let me tell you what they got at BJ's. They got, and this was one on my list, but I didn't know the other things they had. It's Dove. It's a 3-set of body wash. They got sugar, is it called sugar cookie sprinkles, I think? Peppermint bark and pumpkin pie spice, pumpkin spice, something to that nature. And then they also had bars, the scents in the bar soap, and they had a 2-pack of body scrubs, which I didn't get neither one of those. And they also had hand soaps. So if you're looking for some festive soaps in Dove, go to BJ's. They have them. And they had a coupon. So I was even not aware of that when I looked at and saw it. So I got that. And some fish oil and some fiber. And I found these 2 cute little things for the boys. They're, you know, the little clear little tubes that has like M&Ms and different things in it. These have Grinch Hershey Kisses in them. There's a little Grinch head on the top. So cute. So I got each one on one of those. They were $4.99. I didn't think that was too bad. Just a bag of kisses by themselves is expensive. So that, and I got Jacob a little, they had a marked down half price. The little paper plates with the little ears. They got pigs and tigers and bears and zebras and all those. They had a little pack of those for like $4.98. So I got them for Jacob. And that's all I got at BJ's. And then I went back by the Dollar Tree. I'm on a mission to find those Christmas tree things. If I don't, I'll keep my eye out for them and I'll save them up and make them next year. To make them little Debbie. I was thinking I could make it out of my wooden Christmas tree shapes I have, but I dug them out of my craft box in here. They have stars on the top. Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes don't have stars on the top, so that would not be authentic. I probably could snip them off, but then they wouldn't be nice and round, shaped like a real Christmas tree cake is, like those little containers are. So I figured, nah, I'm not going to bother with that. But I am going to get in here if I feel better today. I tell you, I ain't hitting on much today. Get in here and make them ornaments because it takes them about a week to dry. And I want to get my tree up next weekend. So, because I put it up after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving. So listen, let me tell y'all. I spotted something today in Kannapolis, in my little old Kannapolis. A Tesla out in the wild. Yes, in Kannapolis. And the housing development she poured out of was not no Tesla development. You see what I'm saying? So either she won the lottery and bought that car, or she married rich, or she's the CEO of some big company around here that I don't know nothing about, and she's just laying low, living in the neighborhoods, not to set off any alarms, although that Tesla's going to set off some alarms. Of course, it might not show that you have any money because you spent all your money on a Tesla. Listen, I'm just going to tell y'all this. I don't want to offend nobody. If I do, it is not my intentions, but the way I see it is them Teslas fell out the lee tree and hit every limb on the way down, because it's homely, it's sickly, it's ugly. I'm sorry. I said it. I said it. Fight me. It looks like a futuristic Mad Max Thunderdome tank or something. Oh my gosh. No. I don't even know how you would drive with that windshield all pointed down like that. How you would be able to like get your peripherals all in the where they're supposed to be. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I drive a Kia, a 2011 Kia. So clearly I'm not snubbing my nose because I think, well, my hot rod's better than that's not even a hot rod. You can't call a Tesla a hot rod. What would you call a Tesla? Um, Luxury car? Is it a luxury car? No. Lincolns are luxuries. Cadillacs are luxuries. Those are Mercedes Benz. Those are luxury cars. Rolls Royce. You know, in my high school senior prom, my boyfriend's best friend's daddy was a chiropractor. He was like the best chiropractor in town, probably about the only chiropractor in town back then. And we went to the prom with him and his girlfriend. And we got to go in his daddy's Rolls Royce. Ooh, let me tell you, back in 1980, I graduated in 80. So the prom would have been earlier that year. So back in 1980, for some high school kids, that was the stuff right there. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was in a Rolls Royce. I ain't never been in nothing like that in my whole entire life because we didn't come up from nothing. We didn't have nothing like that. No, we was regular people. Regular people. You know, I have troubles being a regular person. Is that terrible? I don't want to be rich and famous, although I would like to be a singer. Y'all know that. Can't carry a tune in a bucket. I can do some caterwauling. But when I get down, it's because there's like, and I'm not negating growing up with my either one of my children as they were younger, growing up with them, being at home. It's nothing is against that, but it's like my heyday where I was like pretty and thin and popular and all those things was like from 15 to let's say 23. And then it just kind of life took over. I didn't have, not saying between 15 and 23 I had money, because I still didn't have nothing. Never have nothing. Still ain't got nothing. But those were like my personal heydays of, like I said, being popular and pretty and all those things. And when I get to longing for the old days, I long for that feeling. I say I would go back. I'd get right just like that. I'd go back. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Now, I wouldn't take nothing for the children I got. I would want to have both my children just the way I got them. But to relive those days again, just to have that feeling, to be me now, but to be able to relive those feelings, come on back to where I'm at. Let's get back to reality. I mean, come on, because you're never going back. But just to feel that feeling again, to experience that life again, I wax nostalgic for that. Does anybody feel me on that? Does anybody get that? I mean, I'm trying not to be Debbie Downer, but I do. I get to missing certain times, you know, and I had my health. Oh my gosh, I had my health, you know, and then some. So I don't know. I just get like that sometimes. Y'all get like that sometimes. And then there's times I'm just like, just snap out of it. Just be happy where you are with what you got, which I am. I'm not, because, ooh, honey, those people just got a whole lot less than me. I know that for a fact. And that ain't saying that I got a lot. I'm just saying there's people with even less than I have. And so I'm quite blessed. I'm quite a blessed woman. I've got a loving family, got the best little grandbabies. You know what I'm saying? Just the best ones. And I got y'all. Listen, we're here at Thanksgiving. We can talk about things we're thankful for. I'm thankful for y'all. Y'all have always had my back. No matter what y'all have seen me go through. Oh my gosh, speaking of back, I gotta tell y'all. I wasn't even thinking about that until I just said that word. But whatever I've been through, my emotions, my highs, my lows, my depressions, anything, y'all have always had my back, and I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all good to a sister. Let me tell you about my back. So I finally called, made me an appointment with the spine doctor. He's down there where I used to get my shots, and I wasn't supposed to be able to go for another month. Actually, I think a month from today or yesterday or something. And they asked me, did I want to be put on the call waiting list, if it had any cancellations. I'm like, yeah. So the first one come through. You get a text. You get 10 minutes to respond, and if you don't, then they move on. Well, the first one I called, it was like up in November something. I missed it. I'm like, dadgummit, I'm not going to get another one. Well, then another one came a few days later, and I missed it. I'm like, well, I know I won't get another one. Well, I was back here doing something. My phone was right beside me, and I heard it go off. And I checked it, and doggone it, I got it. It was an earlier date than those other two. So I got to go the next day, which was day before yesterday. And she had my MRI. The last one I had was in 2020, like September maybe, 2020, something like that. It was after he couldn't do my surgery that June. He went ahead and did another MRI, even though he had me one in May. I don't know why he went ahead and did another one, but he did. Mm-hmm. Come to think of it, I really don't know why. I'm sorry, but my eyeballs got gravel in them or something. So she pulled that up and she explained everything, what it all was. And she said, obviously, this, that, and the other. She says, the way they do it is insurance is wanting you to get 6 weeks of PT before they'll even authorize you an MRI. I said, what? Mine ain't never done that. I've been able to just get the MRI whenever I wanted the MRI. She said, well, she pointed. There was a note on the wall. And she said, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get you scheduled for PT, so at least we have you in there. She said, the one thing, if the physical therapist determines that she can't help you, there's nothing can be done. She said, they put it in the notes, and that's that. She said, we'll go ahead and we'll get you held in a spot with the surgeon too. So I went in there, and the nurse, she comes out to the door, and she called me. I turned around, and I recognized her because I ain't been there in probably 4 years when I had my last shot. And she said, hey, she said, you remember me? I said, yes, I do. And so my doctor ain't there no more. She said, no, he moved to Georgia. I said, oh, well. And she remembered that last shot. She said, I remember that last shot. She remembered me landing on the floor. Yes, he hit that nerve. And I mean, I hit the floor. I was half on the table and half in the floor, screeching. I had people out in the waiting area to come in to get their shots, scared to death. One of them said so. They did not know if they wanted to go through with it. They was on the phone. I couldn't help it. It hurt like a I that was worse than a labor pain. And so she was asking me all the questions and this and that. And so then I go in to get scheduled. And she, well, how you been? They remember, because I had gone for how many years getting my shots, so they knew me. And she said she's put me down. I go the Friday after Thanksgiving for my first PT. And then if I need any more, they'll set it up from there. But that'll be like your first, one. They'll figure out, I guess, what they need to do, if they can do anything or whatever. So she got that scheduled. And then she's got she said she went ahead and put me in for an MRI. Go ahead and get me on the books for that. She said, I don't think maybe your insurance is going to require it. I said, well, I hope not. So I got an MRI December, like Saturday, the Saturday before Christmas. And then I got a surgeon January the 9th, and then they called me, and I've got follow-up with my PA, who I saw the 8th, which I thought was kind of funny that they would put me in with her the day before they put me in with the surgeon. So, but they didn't say anything about canceling the surgeon, so I don't know. But listen, y'all pray and good thoughts everywhere, because if I can get this surgery approved, honey, I'm getting this back fixed. I have done put up with it long enough. And now that I know David's refusing to get his wrist, because I told you I was putting his wrist before my back. 100% I was putting his wrist before my back. And he said he's flat out not getting it. My back is back on the table. And I've got to go. I just can't take it no more. Oh, no. Now, am I looking forward to surgery? No, because I know what it's going to do. I know it's going to be painful. I know your limitations in movement after you get it. But I'm also looking for, once it's healed, to not be in constant pain. So, I'm excited over that. Listen, if I could get it done the first of the year, if I only see the surgeon in January, I don't know if I could get it done like in February. I don't know how close. And if I could still like be enough to do something in the garden, not bending over and digging and all that, but do something. I don't know. Listen, let me tell, speaking of that garden, child, let me tell y'all. Holly, she said, do you want more greens? I said, yeah, bring them on. Well, she come up here and she had, one of them picking baskets. And she had it down in there. I'm like, well, that's not too many. It's the biggest batch of greens I had made so far. She had them things so packed down in that basket, it wasn't even funny. I had to get my big canner pot out to cut those greens in. There was so many greens. So, obviously we had greens last night for supper. Gosh, they're so good. But it's supposed to be down to 31 tonight, so I told her that might be the end of them. She said, should I pick? I said, yeah, I probably would. Pick what you can, because that might be the end of them tonight. Because mustard greens, they won't last a frost like a collard green. You don't want a collard green till after it frosts. But a mustard green ain't going to last a frost. Have you ever seen leaf lettuce turn frosty in the freezer? Freezer. Yeah, right. Refrigerator. Yeah. Those little leafy greens, they don't last. So, anyway, I don't think there's nothing else. I just wanted to make sure I got to tell you about that Tesla in the wild. I just can't imagine. Did she win the lottery? Is she just keeping a low profile in her, regular little neighborhood? I don't know. Of course, I know we're kind of like a bedroom community for Charlotte. And I know there's some big paying jobs in Charlotte. So she could be one of those, But anyway, well, I don't think I know nothing else. Before I start getting all bored and carrying on, I'm trying to think what I could tell you about Jacob. He does so much when he's here that I can't remember everything. He's a dadgum sweetest little boy. I'm just telling you what. That youngin', when she was here yesterday, I said, let's go to Food Line because if you bought $35 worth of groceries, you could get your turkeys for 29 cents a pound. And that's the turkey I wanted. And my 19-pound turkey was, well, do the math, a little over $5. You can't beat that. So she's having to keep it in her freezer and thaw it in her refrigerator because I don't have the room for either. And we were standing there, and he had got out of the buggy already, and he was standing beside of her. And she had put he was in one of them car buggies, you know. He loves those things. She was pushing, he was doing this, and this little older lady, she said, boy, you really going somewhere, ain't you? You going to town. He's just grinning at her like that and doing that. So he was standing there, right there beside of her, being a good little boy. And when we walked out, the woman told the little bagger, he normally brings out my groceries. He's there all the time. It seems like when I get my groceries, he brings them out to me. And so I'm like, hello, hey, you know, and he knew me, of course. And she said, that's a good little boy right there. And he said, yes, he was, wasn't he? So I forgot to tell Holly. That is a nice compliment when you hear somebody, they're not saying it to you just to be polite when you hear them say it behind you. You know? So I thought that was very nice of her to say. But he is the sweetest thing. Smart. Gosh, a mosey. He's got a Bible verse. He goes to Awana's. He's a cubby. That's the youngest. Well, they have nursery school, but the youngest that does anything gets their vest and their little patches and all this and that. And he has a Bible verse, and he knows the Bible verse. And Holly says, it's even hard for me to remember Bible verses. She said, and boy, he told it to me in the car. He just went on about it. Now he goes sometime next week, and they have a little children's choir program, and she said, I hope he'll get up there and do it. He won't get bashful because he don't like being the center of attention. He does not like to be stared at. You do not sing happy birthday to him. He does not like it. It scares him to death. We learned that on his first birthday. You don't do it. He'll get in here with us, like at Halloween. He wanted to come in here in Papa's bed and watch TV. Like Holly said, he was getting overwhelmed, and he needed to just be alone, be away from the commotion. He's that way. So that made me think. I sent Holly this little thing. It was on Instagram, I think it was, and it was me after socializing for 30 minutes, and it was a raccoon. There was a manhole. The cover was probably about that big. It wasn't one of them big ones in the road. It was probably about maybe the water cover. It was sitting over beside the hole. I kid you not. That raccoon went, pulled the cover over, slid down through the crack, and went in the sewer. Well, I don't know what it, water, I don't know what it was, but I thought, I feel you, buddy. I feel you. So, well, I guess that's all. I need to sit back here and work on this menu a little bit. I feel like I need to find a little snack. I don't feel like breakfast was good enough this morning. I did have an egg and a piece of toast. I just had eggs yesterday, and it didn't seem to last. I thought, well, I'll get a little bit of carbs in there with it, you know. I still don't feel like it lasted, so I don't know. And I couldn't eat, but I made 2 eggs. And I should have just made 1 egg if I knew I was going to have a piece of toast, because I couldn't eat both eggs. And I wanted my toast. I probably should have just eat the eggs and not the toast, but I made the toast and had the jelly on it, and I wanted it. So I ate it. I had 1 egg and a piece of toast with my homemade strawberry jelly. So anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about. Okay. See you tomorrow. Oh! I got to edit today. I don't know if I got time to make ornaments today. I might have to work on them tomorrow because I got a video coming out tomorrow. My meals, the ones I'm going to start putting out on Friday, about a week's worth of meals, Friday through Tuesday. So, and it did help me cook. It really did. It helped me get off my butt and just get on over and do it. Just do it. Quit whining about it, you know. I hadn't even begun to edit that. So, and when you're trying to take a lot of film down to little small snippets, it takes you a lot longer to edit. This right here is nothing. I always watch it through. I don't ever put up a video without watching it through. I am not that brave. I am not that brave. I might slip up and say something that sounds like something that didn't mean to sound like something, like a word of some sort. I might have sneezed and I meant to cut it out. Any kind of thing like that, you know. So I watch my videos, but there's nothing to them. You just watch it, process it, upload it, make you a thumbnail, and you're done. So anyway, okay, well that's all. See you tomorrow for my meals.